Alright, so today we are going to find perimeter and area on the coordinate plane. So that is your objective. You will be able to find perimeter and area of polygons in the coordinate plane. So it says you can use what you have learned about finding the distance between points to find areas and perimeters of figures on the coordinate plane. So we're going to find the perimeter of a rectangle on the city grid shown. Okay? So we're going to use what we remembered last year. Not last year, Friday. So if it is the same quadrant, subtract. Yep, different quadrant, we are going to add. Okay? So same quadrant, subtract, different quadrant, we're going to add. So as you can see, all of these points are in a different quadrant. So that means we're going to add them together. Okay, so if you remember, we're going to try to find A, B. The 3's are the same, so we're not going to use the 3's. We're going to use the -4 and 7. Okay? So let's look at find the perimeter of the side lengths. So we're going to fill this in as we go here. Okay? All right, so the point A is located at -4, 3. And the coordinates of B are 7, 3. We're going to cancel the 3's. So we would have the absolute value of 4 plus the absolute value of 7. So the length of AB would be 11 units. Okay? We already know the coordinates of B, which is 7, 3. The coordinates of C is 7, -3. So we're not going to use the 7's. So the absolute value of 3 plus the absolute value of -3 is 6. Okay? So this is 11, this is 6. Okay? So that means C and D is also going to be 11 as well. So C is 7, -3, and D is -4, -3. And we know that that side length, without even doing anything, is 11. And then we know that AB is also going to be 6. All right, so the points of D are -4, -3, and A was -4, 3. And we know that that's going to be 6 units. So now we're going to find the perimeter. So all we do is add them. 11 plus 11, 6 plus 6. So I end up with 22 plus 12, which is, you're right, 34. 34. All right. So, did I have to use the rule? So it says, explain how you can find the perimeter of a rectangle on the coordinate plane without using the coordinate points. So if I go back up here, what else could I do?
What else you could do is you could have gone from A to, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. And
yep.
That would figure.
So I could count them, right? I could just count the blocks.
Oh, and you missed 1.
Should be 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, because we had to come back. Once we found the perimeter, we had to come back for that.
Just 34.
So that would be, yep. But it says to find the perimeter of the rectangle ABCD, we have to add the lengths of the sides.
Okay.
Okay, so let me zoom out for a little bit for just a second so those people that are still copying can kind of see everything.
Okay. And Miss Lavelle, can you keep this up for like a few minutes?
I can. Yes, William.
Can I tell you where we're going?
Sure.
Kentucky.
You already told me that. Didn't you tell me that's where you were driving to? And it takes 12 hours to get there?
Yeah. But, I don't know if I will be cut out of signal because I don't know when we're waking up. We might actually wake up at 5 a.m. and end up at the house at 5 p.m.
Huh.
I actually want to wake up at 4.
Wow.
I actually literally want to wake up at 4 a.m. and sleep
So you're leaving early to go on spring break, huh?
I want to sleep my 5 hours, but it's something about me in a car that just does not work.
Yep.
But yeah.
Gia, do I need to zoom in on a certain one?
No.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
We're just going to Kentucky and it's 12 hours, so I really, if we wake up at, if we leave after dinner on Wednesday, then guess what we're going to be doing?
What?
We leave for
Sleeping?
Kentucky on Wednesday
Yep.
at 9 p.m. We will get there at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Depending on traffic.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I might cut out on one of the talks. I don't know.
Okay.
Are you good at the train to talk? But yeah.
Okay, so are you ready, Gia?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, recall that the formula for area of a rectangle is area equals base times height, where B is the base, B is the length of the base, and H is the height. If we consider EF to be the base of the rectangle, which side length is the height? So
D
what?
and G.
So which one? Say it again.
D and G.
Right, but remember we got to have two things. So D and E would be one height, right? And G and F would be the other. Okay? All right, so it says find the length of the rectangle's base, add the absolute values. All right, so we want these, right? So this point is -3, -6, and this point is 8, -6. So we're not going to use the y values. So we need to use the x coordinates. So we're going to find the absolute value of -3 and the absolute value of 8. So that would basically just be 3 plus 8, which is 11. So that means this down here is 11. Okay? So So it says count the units on the coordinate plane between E and F to check the lengths from part B. Is the lengths correct? How many units did you count? So now they want us to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that answer would be yes. There are 11 units. All right, so now we're going to find the height. So it doesn't matter if we do DE or GF. So I'm going to do GF, so that point is 8, 6. So that means we're going to use the Y coordinates because my H's are the same. So I would have -6 plus 6. The absolute value of both of those is 6. So that means the height is 12.
And yes, it is. The height is 12.
All right. So
I just counted and it is 12.
all right, so can we confirm it? We can put yes. There are 12 units. All right, so now we want to find the area. So area is base times height. So 11 times 12. And what's 11 times 12?
132.
Yep, 132.
How is it 132? 1 times 2.
So 12 times 11, that gives me 2 and 1. There's my placeholder. It gives me 2 and 1. So 2, 3, 1. 132.
Now I get it, because I was always confused on this one.
Gotcha. All right, so the turn and talk says, what are 2 ways to find area of a rectangle on a coordinate plane?
You multiply or you add.
Yep. So,
Or you can count the blocks inside.
right, so that's one way. Count the blocks. Okay. The second way is to find the dimensions and multiply.
Okay, so find dimensions is adding, I believe.
Well, you just have to figure out what's the length and the width, just what we did here.
Okay. Hey, I got one answer right.
Awesome. All right, are we ready?
But does anyone need to copy it? I'm ready.
You ready? Awesome. All right, so let's look at number 3. I want you guys to take a minute and graph these 4 points on this coordinate plane. Okay, and then using what you graphed, I want you to find the area and the perimeter.
Okay.
Oh,
It's 4.
Yep, that one's not right.
It's okay. I made a mistake too. I thought number 3 was the 4.
Alright, so it should look something like this, right guys?
Rectangle.
Yep. Alright, so what are the length and what are the width?
7 in length, 3 in width.
So 7 by 3. So what am I going to do for C?
What you're going to do for C, so P is 7
Perimeter.
Perimeter is 7 plus 3 plus 3, which is 20.
Okay. So how would I find... Right, so how would I find area?
How you find area is you do 3 times 7 or 7 times 3
To get 21.
Yep. 21. Alright, let's look at number 4. It says figures P, Q, R, S, and T, U, V, W are squares. Find the shaded region. So we only want this part here. So what are we going to need to do?
So, what we
Find the base and the
we
height.
figure out the whole entire square and then we subtract the perimeter of the square inside it.
Yep. Yep. Alright, so we're going to find PS. So the distance between P and the axis is what?
7.
No. Listen to what I'm asking. P and the axis. So between here and here.
4.
Yes. All right. And what about S and the axis?
3.
3. Now the total is 7. Okay. All right. What about TW? The distance between T and the axis is what? 2 and then 1. So the total distance is 3. All right. So it is a square, right? So we know that this is 7 and this is 3. So with a square, to find the area, we can do 7 squared minus 3 squared. Because what that means is 7 times 7 minus 3 times 3.
7 times 7. Sorry. 7 times 7 is 49. And then 3 times 3 is 9. So
Yep.
that would be 40.
So 49 minus 9 is 40 square units. Okay? All right. So we are at the check understanding. So I want you guys to work on that. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, be careful. Because I know you can't see it here because it's too dark. But there are actual grid lines. I don't know if you can see that. In your book, you should be able to see some actual grid lines here, hopefully. Okay? Use the rules. Use the rules. If they are in different quadrants, remember we add same quadrant, subtract. Okay, remember that. Alright, so I want to give you guys about 5 minutes to figure this out, and then we will go over it. Okay, 5 minutes.
Are you able to help us with the unknown?
Yes, that's why I'm always live when it comes to the on your own. You just got to tell me a specific question. Okay? So once again, the on your own is in Into Math or in Seesaw, or you can do it in paper and take a picture.
Okay. Do we have to do the whole on your own?
Yes. That's why you have plenty of...
By the way, Miss Lavelle,
Sorry.
when is spring break?
Spring break's next week.
Yes. So it starts this Friday?
No, it starts Monday. You have school Friday.
No, like after school Friday.
Yes, after school Friday, yes. Yes.
So then after that I won't be able to see my teachers for a whole week and I'll live in a life full of misery?
That is correct.
Actually, I'll be in Kentucky, so I won't have any misery at all.
All
I'll
right,
be in a
so...
life full of misery. I miss
All
my
right.
teachers.
So, William, can you get started on your own, please, and quit twirling around?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we have no Natalie, right? No Clementine. Just trying to make sure my attendance is right. And then the other people I have still marked absent is Mason. Nope, Mason came tardy. And Savannah, still missing Savannah. And that's it. Okay.
Miss Lavelle,
Yes.
is it okay if I leave to work on my on your own?
No, you may not leave.
Okay.
Okay? Just mute everything. That way you don't have to hear anybody. But I still need you to stay logged in case you have some questions, okay? In a section of a garden, she represents this section with rectangle JKLM. Each unit in the coordinate plane represents 1 foot. So that would be this piece right here. J, K, L, and M. It's the big rectangle. So what is the area of the section where the lettuce grows? So the lettuce is at this section right here. So, right, so what we got to do is kind of what we just did. Find the area of the big one and then subtract the bottom, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the dimension here. So this is a 10, so a 6 by 10, which is 60. Okay, then it says each head of lettuce needs 2 square foot. So if each square is 1, it's going to take double the amount. So I'm going to... I'm sorry, say that again, William. Who is that, Aiden? Who's asking me the question, Aiden?
No, Williams asked you that he told you you need help.
Oh, okay. All right. So that means the lettuce takes 2 squares up. So I don't have 60 square feet. I have 30 square feet to plant the lettuce.
Right.
Okay? So then it says Gina decides to use the section of the lettuce region to plant carrots. So this small section is now going to have carrots. So that would be a 2 by 5, right? So that area would be 10. Okay? And I can get 8 carrots per square foot. So I can get 8 in each little box. So I'm going to take that 10, I'm going to multiply it by 8, so I can plant...
So she could have 80 carrots.
Yep, 80 carrots, exactly. The length of one rectangle in a quilt is 6 inches. Its width is 3. About how many of these rectangles do you need to cover the area All right, so talking area, right? So this is a 6 times 3. Actually, it should be the other way. So what is the area of one rectangle? What's the area of one rectangle? 6 times 3.
6 times 3. My mic was muted. 18.
Sorry, thank you. All right, so then you're just going to take the 7,500 and divide it by 18.
Okay. I was yelling at you. I was so confused, but my mic was muted.
Sorry, didn't hear you. All right, so that would be 4, right? So 18 times 4 is 72. So I get 30 left over. 18.
And you can only go into 30 once.
Yep. Sorry, let me stop that real quick. Okay.
And that equals 12.
Yep, bring down the 0. And then we're actually going to get, I think, a repeating decimal. A repeating number, I believe. Yep, so this is 108. Oop. So that gives me 12. So hopefully, yeah, you can see it's repeating, right? So we'll make it 416.7. What does it tell me to round to? Does it tell me? No. It just says about how many rectangles do you need to cover. So,
See, just round to 417.
yep. Yep. All right, guys, we will work on this again tomorrow. All right, y'all have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too.